All right, it is Tuesday, and it's slowly becoming one of my favorite days of the week because that's when Randy Z is here. Randy Z is the host of Comfortable Cooking with Randy Z and also Edward Christian Dining. Superior, I won't say chef because you don't use that word, but culinist extraordinaire.
Well, love it.
Yeah.
I'm fortunate I get to do what I love, so it's great. And I love to, you guys are always happy. That makes me happy. You know how it is about giving and helping people.
Yeah.
This is just giving people the nourishment they need, and I really enjoy it. So
Yeah, I've been able to use some of your stuff at home and at different parties with the grilled broccoli and the melon salad that we've done this year so far, and people love it. And so we're going to learn some more today. And what we're looking at is a Southwest Cobb salad with a nice little twist.
Yeah, we're just going to have kind of a Southwestern Mexican style to it. We've got a flank steak, which is commonly used in fajitas and things, and just a chicken breast, skinless, so it's going to be as healthy as you can get a chicken breast, and some great vegetables and things going on. And we're just going to get this stuff on the grill, and we're going to have some cheese going on there and some beans. So right now I just got I chose a chili bean. And that's the reason is because it's already got its chili sauce and stuff. Now I'm just going to drain those, but I don't want to wash them.
Okay.
So I could use like a kidney bean, but then we would have to flavor it. So we're just going to let those drain off like that, and just so it doesn't bleed all over the plate. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and now for time, and we're going to chop this up anyway. I always suggest that you go ahead and for cooking, just go ahead and split it down.
Okay.
And I'm keeping this away from any.
Quicker.
Yep. Going to cook quicker. I'm keeping this away from any fresh product.
Right. Don't want to
and I'm done with that. So that knife goes away, and I will change my gloves. And then this one, we have a Mexican style oregano. It's just a little different. People ask about that one compared to more of a Greek.
Yeah.
And it's just got a little more earthy flavor. It's different regions. It tastes different because it's grown different.
Can you pick this up locally?
It's pretty much, if you can't find it in your normal spice section, go to the, look up on your sign
International Foods?
Yep, International Foods or the Mexican Foods section, which usually they do all the ethnic stuff down the same row. Here we got a little smoked chili powder, and just going to put one on one side, one on the other. And you're going to get a little burn off with that oregano, which is normal.
Okay.
So I'm going to set this over. And now we have our flank steak. Flank steak's very grainy. As you can see, when we do cut this, we're going to cut it across the grain. That way it's going to be easier to bite. If you cut it with the grain, it gets real stringy and it's hard
to chew.
It feels like beef jerky. So we've got a little garlic granules here, because you want that garlic flavor in this way you get it there on your meat. And we're going to put
Any alternatives to flank that you can use for this kind of
anything,
preparation?
yeah, sure. I mean, sirloin works
sirloin
great.
or
Yeah,
skirt?
skirt, sirloin, anything. Just you don't want to get into your roasting style meats. That's going to be a little too tough. So
whatever you can use on the grill is good.
It's like we always say, you know, it's what you can afford, you know, and this used to be a very economical cut of meat, but anymore with the population and everything, it's becoming a very expensive piece too, and it's up in the $7, $8 range. So
granulated garlic,
and we got some fresh ground cumin there. So I'm going to throw these on the grill on medium-high heat. And for the beef, it's good to go. For the chicken, I like to wipe down just a little bit. Just got the cheapest vegetable oil you can find on there. And that'll help it a little bit. People want to know about why it sticks and doesn't stick. It's usually because your grill's not hot enough.
And that's because there's not enough fat in that boneless, skinless chicken breast.
Let's set that down. Okay, now we have chicken hands. We're getting rid of those.
Yep.
We'll get rid of that. Now what we got is a Bloody Mary mix. Mine I make myself. It's a little Southwestern spicy. We're going to use that for a dressing. Then we just have some green onions. We've used these little mini sweet peppers. I really like them. They're available this time of year. It's going to be a great dish. Nice thing there is you don't have to worry about the seeds or the membrane being hot like you do a jalapeno. So it's going to be sweet all the way around, and you won't, with the size, have to take the time to come in here and try to get them out of there. They're not going to hurt you at all. So. And then we just chose romaine. You can use the iceberg, you could use Boston, anything you want. I just like romaine. So I'm going to clean up some of our avocado. And
now, before we came out here, you said that some of these were kind of green, and when you buy them in the store, they're usually really hard. It could take several days to ripen them up, but you put them in a paper bag.
I put them in a paper bag and set them on my truck for the night. and they were actually almost the lime color yesterday afternoon. And that's because, as I said before, would everybody please stop squeezing the avocado so hard? Because the whole rack was there, but you picked them up and they broke apart. And it was just from everybody going over there and squeezing them and squeezing them. And there's really no need to do that. As they darken, you're going to see that they're getting ripe, and you don't need to squeeze it. So these we're just going to cut up, and I like just going to dice them. And I like taking the back of my knife just to scoop them out. It always works out really well. And that way you don't have to worry about it being sharp. If you got good knife skills, you can just go ahead and go the other way. I always encourage people that aren't familiar or just learning never to cut towards themselves. As we said a week or two ago, and Drew wanted to know why I was doing it. Well, I just do because I do it all the time. So I'm just going to lay these out on the plate. I have some of the meat cooking prior because of our time frame. And what we like to do here is you just put it in order, any order you want, and we're just going to lay the meat in there.
The Cobb salad's kind of traditionally layered out there in rows.
Yeah, it's in rows with your ham and your chicken and then your eggs and your tomatoes and things like that. So if I can get over here, I'm going to grab this one cheese. I chose a Mexican crumbling cheese. You can get in the same thing. I noticed in some of those markets it's not in where you see the normal bags of cheese. You have to go to the special cheese section. So that just helps people find that where that is. I'm going to just chop this up. Now with the avocado, you want to make sure that you don't do this part ahead of time because this is going to get brown. Right. As soon as I call these grenades, as soon as you pull that pin, they're gone.
Because you can squeeze a little citric acid on there, right?
Yep, you sure can. And I would suggest the lime because you're going to have the lime flavor anyway instead of the lemon.
That'll help them from browning.
Yep, sure will. And you can do that with your apples too. When you're doing a salad or something, you got apples and oranges. The oranges are going to help. And then if you put your the juice on there on the apples, it's going to keep it from browning up a lot quicker. So just have some grape tomatoes. This is really simple, and there's no reason why people can't get their mind around this and make something fresh like this because we're not really doing anything complicated.
Yeah,
and I always try not to do complicated things. So this is a single serving size. We have a bigger plate there too. And I'm going to also take and use some juice here after we get our meat out and put that on there. In the Bloody Mary mix again, as my recipe will be shown posted, you can use spicy or mild. It depends, it's just your choice. Same with the beans. These are mild, you can use spicy. I like spicy, but I know everything here, so I would have used jalapenos today.
So you can mix in some jalapenos with your sweet
and
peppers.
Really get that thing going, get it talking to you. And I like spicy because it makes you remember why you have taste buds and you feel really good when you're done. So I'll just pull that out of there.
Okay, so that's queso fresco.
A little Mexican
Is that just
crumbling.
a regular cow's milk type of cheese?
Plain old, nothing to worry about there, nothing fancy. With the Mexican style food, it's pretty much based off of what they have to work with at the time. And being the country and the upcoming, of the growth of the country over the years, a lot of these dishes are very old where they didn't have a lot of things to choose from like we do all now. So that's why you see more simple components, but they're extremely good and extremely available right now. So this chicken breast, you're going to end up cooking this. You want to make sure you get it up into the 170s. Now your meat, you can go ahead and you can just cook it to your desired flavor, which I like is medium rare. Now this one, you want to take it off and you want to let it rest for like 10 minutes.
Okay.
And that's going to absorb those juices.
Let the juices go back into the...
And that's the hardest thing to do. It's like put the pizza in the back seat when you're driving so you don't eat a piece of it.
The 10 minutes or so.
Okay, yep. Okay. So now you see the grain was going.
They're going this
way.
way.
So you're going to just cut across the grain, and it's going to be a lot easier. And then you get this going in bite-sized pieces so nobody has to really work too hard. Right. You won't need a knife at the table. And you can see that that's got a really nice...
Beautiful. Look at the juice in there. Oh, that's nice.
It's got some great flavor on the outside. And this is warm, and it's okay. You're going to have a little warm meat with a little cool crisp, and that's going to be really well. Yeah. So we're going to take some of our beans, and I'm going to layer them right down the center. So they get a little bit of that, any of that sticky beanness is going on our meat. There we go. Separate that with a little more greenery. We come in here with our meat. No specific order. Some people, like my wife, would love a little sour cream on there. Yeah. I try to stay a little more healthy, but sour cream with this style of food is great too. So we're going to lay their peppers in there. And as traditionally they would have a row of cheese, I just like crumbling the cheese up on the top. And that's, when this warmth, it's still crumbly. That's good.
Look at this. Boy, it looks beautiful. Smells great too. No seasonings other than the meat right now.
The only thing we put on is those 4 there. There's no salts in here, and it's all natural flavors. A little bit of lime on there. And you're pretty much done. And we got a little bit of lettuce.
Right. And then what do you have in your Bloody Mary?
Bloody Mary mix we're going to put on there. That's our dressing. So I like going around the edge. I'm always different with things I do.
Look at this, man. Okay, honey, you know what's for dinner tonight.
You put that lettuce down first if you don't want to disguise any of your stuff. Shake up your Bloody Mary mix. You don't want to drown anything too much. You just want a little bit of flavor in there.
Oh boy, that looks great. It smells fantastic too.
There you go.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Randy. We get to try this out now. I'm going to go for some of that flank because I'm a beefy kind of guy. Man, again, this is a home run. I mean, this is a grand slam. This is all the way around the bases for everybody.
That's a meal right there. I mean, that's a meal for two.
This is for two people.
It's fresh, it's quick, it's easy. Yeah, we'll have 10 minutes of cooking time, but we only have 10 minutes of our show, so we cook a little ahead. But by the time we're done, that's going to be done. We're going to go again.
It's ready to go.
Everybody's lining up, ready to eat, as usual.
Awesome. Well, we've got the recipe online. This is the Southwestern Cobb salad. Once again, Randy Z, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Taught us how to cook comfortably, healthily as well, and it's absolutely delicious. Visit harvest-tv.com to pick up this recipe and others from Randy Z, and we're going to be back in just a moment.